Ever wondered how the world ended up looking like a jigsaw puzzle of nations? Why does France have its iconic hexagon shape? Or why are there straight lines dividing the US from Canada? Let's dive into the fascinating story of how country borders were decided and why they exist the way they do. First off, not all borders were drawn with a ruler on a map. Many borders, especially in Europe, evolved naturally over centuries due to wars, marriages and treaties. Think of it like a game of Risk, but with real lives and land at stake. For example, the English Channel separates the UK and France, a natural boundary that has played a crucial role in history. Then, there are borders created by colonial powers. Africa's borders are a prime example. In the late 19th century, European countries carved up the continent in what's known as the Scramble for Africa. They drew lines on a map with little regard for the ethnic, cultural or linguistic realities on the ground. This has led to many of the conflicts we see in Africa today. In the Americas, the borders of many countries were shaped by independence movements from colonial powers. The US-Mexico border, for instance, was established following the Mexican-American War in the mid-19th century. Treaties like the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo played a significant role in defining where one country ended and another began. Let's not forget about the role of geography. Natural features like rivers, mountains and deserts have historically served as convenient, defensible boundaries. The Himalayas, for example, act as a natural border between India and China. In South America, the Andes Mountains define the boundary between Chile and Argentina. But sometimes borders are straight lines drawn without any natural landmarks. A good example is the 49th parallel that separates the US from Canada. This was decided through negotiations and treaties like the Oregon Treaty of 1846. It's an example of how diplomacy can shape our world. Religion and culture also play a significant role. Take the partition of India in 1947, which created India and Pakistan. This division was largely based on religious lines, with India being predominantly Hindu and Pakistan being predominantly Muslim. It was a painful process that displaced millions and led to significant conflict. Modern borders are often the result of international agreements and organizations. The United Nations, for example, helped establish the borders of Israel and Palestine in the mid-20th century. While the intentions were to create peace, the reality has been far more complex. So, who decides these borders? Historically, it's been a mix of conquerors, colonizers, cartographers and diplomats. Today, international bodies, treaties and sometimes, unfortunately, conflicts still play a role. In essence, the borders of countries are a tapestry woven from history, geography, politics and human ambition. They tell the story of our past and continue to shape our present. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into how our world was divided, hit that like button and subscribe for more historical deep dives. See you next time.